Is she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her and finds a Christian burial.
How can that be unless she drowned herself in her own defense?
Why 'tis so?
It must be said, Fendo. It cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. An act has 3 branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Argo, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but hear you, good man Delver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water, good. Here stands the man, good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is. Will he, no he goes. Mark you that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself, Argo. He that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
But is this law?
A. Mary, is the crowner's quest law.
Will you have the truth on it? If this had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why there thou saidst, and the more pity that great folks should have continence in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christian. Come, my spade, there is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and gravemakers.
Indeed, when I did love me, thought it was very sweet to contract all the time. I behold, only thought there was nothing me.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
'Tis even so. The hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
But age with his stealing steps had clawed me in his clutch and had shipped me into the land as if I had never such.
That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. How the knave jowls it to the ground as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder. It might be the plate of a politician which this ass now o'erreaches, one that would circumvent God, might it not?
It might, my lord.
Or of a courtier, which would say, "Good morrow, sweet lord. How dost thou, good lord?" This might be my lord, such a one that praised my lord, such a one's horse, which he meant to beg it, might it not?
Aye, my lord.
Why, even so. And now my lady's worms, chapless and knocked about the mazzard with a sexton's spade. Here's fine revolution, and we had the trick to see it. Did these bones cost no more than the breeding, but to play at loggets with them? Mine ache to think on it.
A pickaxe and a spade for an enshrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
Is not parchment made of sheepskins?
Aye, my lord, and of calfskins too.
There are sheep and calves which seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest as meet.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on't, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in't, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in't, to be in't and say it is thine. This for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir, 'twill away gain from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none, neither.
Who is it to be buried in't?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I've taken a note of it. The age is grown so picked that the toe of the pheasant comes so near the heel of the courtier. He gaffs his kide. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days of the year, I came to that day, that our last king Hamlet overcame for Timbas.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad and sent into England.
Aye, marry. Why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he does not, it's no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill it not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, e'en with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I have been sexton here, men and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
I faith, if he be not rotten before he die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays, that will scarce hold the laying in. He will last you some 8 years or 9 years. A tanner will last you 9 years.
More than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water a great while, and your water is a sore decayer of your whoreson dead body. Here's a skull now. This skull has lain in the earth there 20 years.
Whose was it?
A whoreson mad fellow's it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. I poured a flagon of resin on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, all the king's jester.
This?
E'en that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick! I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your gibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment, that were wont to set the table on a roar. Not one now to mock your own grinning. Quite chapfallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber and tell her, let her paint an inch thick to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. The queen, the courtiers, who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites, this thought betoken, the course they'd follow did with desperate hand fordo its own life, 'twas of some estate, couch we a while and mark.
What ceremony else?
This is Laertes, a very noble youth, mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been far as enlarged as we have warranties. Her death was doubtful, but that great commander says that order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged till the last trumpet. For charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her. Yet here she is allowed her virgin krantz, her maiden struments, and the bringing home of bell and burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead, to sing a requiem and such rest to her as to peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth and far from her fair and unpolluted flesh. May violets spring, I tell thee, churlish priest. Ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What, the fair Ophelia?
Sweet to the sweet, farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have stoned thy grave.
O treble woe, fall 10 times treble on that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth a while till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till this flat a mountain you have made, to overtop old Pelion or the skyish head of blue Olympus.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul.
Thou prayest not well, I prithee take thee fingers off from my throat. For though I am not splentive and rash, yet have I something in me dangerous, which let thy witness fear. Hold off thy hand.
Pluck them asunder.
Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet!
Gentlemen! Good my lord, be quiet.
Why, I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
Oh, for the love of God, forbear him.
Swounds, show me what thou'll do. Woot weep, woot fight, woot fast, woot tear thyself, woot drink up easel, eat a crocodile. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine to outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I. And if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us till our ground, singing his pate against the burning zone, make us all like a wart. Nay, and thou mouth, I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him, anon as patient as female dove. When that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will sit drooping.
Hear you, sir, what is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will meow and the dog will have his day.
I pray you, good Horatio, wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
Oh